Hello everyone and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to use Divi's selective sync to customize your entire grid layout with a few clicks. So this is the final design that we'll be aiming to do in today's tutorial. So without wasting a lot of time, let's dive in and let's get started. Okay, so I'm here in my WordPress admin dashboard. So I've gone ahead and created a new page and I've called it sync. So all I have to do now is to click on use the Divi builder. And then we're going to go into the visual builder. Right, so the first thing we're going to do here is to add 4 columns. So I'm going to click this little icon here, add my 4 columns. And then I'm going to close for now because we need to go into the row settings and make this full width. So I'm going to click the row settings, design, sizing, and then we're going to make this full width. And then we're going to save it. So let's start by adding our first image. So I'm going to click this plus button here and search for my image module and then select it. Now I'm going to upload my image, and the image I'm using is already in my media library. So in your case, if you don't have these images in your media library, you may want to go and first come over here to upload files, navigate to the folder which has all your files, and then click upload. So I'm going to use this for my first image. Click upload an image. Okay, so now I have my image. I'm going to go ahead now and save. Now we need to make our image module global. So to do that, I'm just going to hover over this image and then I'm going to click this little button here next to the bin like that. And then I'm going to give this a name. So let's call this global grid image. Okay, and then we want to make this global. I'm going to click on make this a global item. And then I'm going to click on save to library. Okay, so every time I'm going to use my image, these settings here are going to be applied to all my images in the global settings. So the next thing you're going to do now is to click this gear icon here, and we are going to unsync the image URL, because what will happen is if we apply this to all the images, if I change this image here, it will be applied to everything. So what we want to do is to unsync the image URL like that. And then next, we need to come over here to the link and also unlink where it says open in a lightbox and link URL. Okay, so now I'm happy with this. I'm going to go ahead now and save. Now it's time to create a global call to action module. So let's come over here and click this plus button to add our module. So it's going to be a call to action. I'm going to search for it and then I'm going to select it. So the first thing we want to do is to add a title. So I'm just going to add some lorem text like that for my title. And then for my button text, I'm just going to say learn more. And then I'm going to add a bit of text over here in the content area. Now, right now, our button is not showing. So what we need to do is to come over here to the link. And then we're just going to add a blank link for now so that our button shows. Now, right now, I have this default color. That's because I have my colors set in my global settings of my theme. So what you may want to do is to go in and change that color, or we can change it manually. So this may look different to your layout. So now that we have all this set, I'm going to go ahead now and save. Now we need to do the same thing that we did before with the image module, make it global. So I'm going to come over here, click this little icon to save to library. We're going to give this a name. So we're going to call this global grid, CTA for call to action. So we're going to make this item global as we did before. Click on save to library. And then we're going to come over here into the settings. And we're also going to unsync the title, because like I mentioned, if you use this global module, it will have the same title throughout, and any change that you make here will be applied to everything. So what we want to do is to just unsync that, the button, the content, and also the button URL. Okay, so once we're done with this, I'm going to go ahead now and save. So now it's time to clone the image module and also the call to action module and add it to the rest of the columns. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to come over here, click this button here, drag this into position, or we can actually make these things easier. I'm just going to copy and paste. So my shortcut is Command C, and then I'm just going to hit Command V to paste. If you're on a PC, it's Control C and Control V. Okay, so that's even faster. Okay, great. So I have this all set. Now here's the fun bit. Every time I make a change, we are going to see these changes being applied to everything because these items are all global. So let's go ahead and remove the space below the image. So I'm going to come over here into my module settings, click on design. In fact, it's spacing. So here we have show space below image. I'm just going to say no. And if I go ahead and save now, you can see now, because this is a global item, it's been applied to everything else. And this is really cool, and this allows you to work really, really fast. Now let's add a box shadow to our image module. So I'm going to go back over here into my settings, click on design, and then I'm going to come over here to my box shadow, and I'm going to choose this one right here. So on the top here, I'm going to add -20 for the horizontal position. So you can see here we've introduced this shadow, and then we also need to do the same to the box shadow. So we also need to add -20 like that. Next, we need to add our shadow color. So I'm going to come over here to my color picker and paste my color in here. And if you want to use the exact same colors, you can go to the post, which I'll link to in the show notes below, and you can use that same color. Otherwise, you can just use colors that match your branding. So now it's time to save. I'm going to go ahead and save. And as you can see, every time I make all my changes, it's all being applied to everything else, which is really, really cool. Now it's time to design the call to action module. So I'm going to come over here and click on the settings icon, and then I'm going to come over here to design, box shadow, and we're going to choose this shadow. And this time we're going to add 20 pixels to the horizontal and 20 pixels to the vertical. Okay, so now we have the opposite effect as we have here on the top. Now it's time to set our color for our call to action. So I'm going to come over here to content, click on background, and I'm going to change this color here. In fact, I'm just going to pull this down a little bit and add my RGBA value. So this is a full transparency. So I'm just going to add that. So right now it seems like this is all gone and it's turned white, but we're going to be adding a very cool style later on as we proceed with the design. So that's what we're going to do for now. And then what we need to do next is to add our text color. So right now we can't read it because it's white. So it needs to be changed to dark. And we're going to also change the orientation to left. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to come over here to design, click on text. Right now it's on light. We're going to change this to dark. So now we can read it. And then over here on the text orientation, we're going to set it to left. And then moving on, we're going to come over here to our title text. And we're going to change it to Poppins. So I'm going to select Poppins here. I'm going to reduce the size a little bit because that's a bit too big. So I think that works, 24. And then over here on my line height, I'm going to set it to 1.3, like that. Next, let's come over here to our body text, and we're going to change the size as well over here. So I think 16 works, so I'm going to set it to 16. Now let's stylize our button. So I'm going to scroll down to button and activate use custom styles for button, because this allows us to make the changes to the design of the button itself. So I'm going to say yes. So we're going to start with the button text size and set it to 16 pixels. So I'm just going to change this here. And then the button text color needs to be set to white. So I'm just going to drag here in my color picker until I have white. Next, we need to add our button background color. So I'm going to scroll down a bit. So I'm going to click this plus button here, add our background color like that. So by adding our background color, now we can read the text because we had set the text to white. Next, we're going to add our border color. So I'm just going to use the same color here as my background color. Right, so for our button letter spacing, I'm going to set this to 1, like that. And for our border radius, we don't really need these rounded corners, so I'm going to set this to 0. So what you may notice here is if I mouse over this button here, there's no changes. So it may be a good idea to show the user of your website that this is a button and it's clickable. So to achieve that, we can use the hover effect. So I'm going to scroll down here and add our background hover color. So I'm going to click here on the color. So this is going to be an RGBA value. So I'm going to paste it within the brackets like this. So now we can see we have a color when I mouse over it. So the borders now are also being affected. So let's get rid of that border that we have here by adding the same background color. So I'm going to do that again one more time. Add my values within the brackets. And as I mentioned, if you want to use these same values as I'm using in this tutorial, you can actually go to our post which I will link to in the show notes below. And then over here, we're also going to make sure that our border radius is set to 0 and our letter spacing is set to 1. Now, the next thing we're going to come and add is the button box shadow. So we're going to select our box shadow here like that. And now you can see that our button also follows the style that we're trying to create in this design, which is really cool. So the next thing we want to do is to adjust our horizontal position. So to do that, I'm going to set it to 8 pixels here like that. And then on the vertical, I'm going to set it to -8. Great. So that's looking nice. And our button font as well needs to be set to Poppins. So let's just make sure that we have that in place. So I'm going to come over here and we're going to set this to Poppins. Great. Now it's time to add our custom padding. So I'm going to scroll down and go to spacing. So for our custom padding, we're going to use percentages. So I'm going to add 8% to the top, right, bottom, and left. Okay, so we have everything in place. The next thing I'm going to do now is to just save, and now we can see it being applied to all the rest of our design, which is really, really cool. So what we're going to do next is to just change these images because, of course, we don't want this design to have the same images. So to do that, I'll just do one, and then you can go ahead and do the rest. So I'm going to come over here to my module settings, click upload. So I'm going to choose this image, click on upload an image. So I'm going to add my image. So you can see here when I save, it doesn't get applied to everything else because it is not synced. Great. So go ahead and change your other 2 images. So you can actually use this technique on even product images. So this can be something that can bring a bit of creativity to your products. And let me show you quickly how you can do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clone this row just by clicking this button here. And then if I come over here to the bottom, all I have to do is to come into my module settings, click upload, and then I'm going to choose products that I'm going to add in here. So that's my first product. I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to do the rest of the images. And then I'm going to come in here and change my button from learn more to buy now. Okay, so you can see here, all I've done is just change the images and also change the button to buy now. Okay, great. So let's continue and make more changes. So what I'm going to do here is to add a background color to our rows. So I'm going to come over here to my row settings, click on background, and I'm going to add my color to background 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm just going to paste my value in here like that. Do the same to all of them. Great. Then I'm going to save settings. So what you can do now is you can actually come over here and copy the style and paste it over here to the bottom. Next, I'm going to come back over here to my module settings, click on design, because right now our text doesn't look really nice on this background. So we need to reverse things around again. So I'm going to start off with a button. So I'm going to come over here to my button text color and add my color by just pasting it like that. And then I'm going to come over here to my button background color, and this time I'm going to change this to white. So you can see here the style has already changed. It's looking different already. And then I might as well come over here to my button border color and also make this white like that. Perfect. And then if I click save, it's going to be applied to everything else. So right now, as we can see, our text is really dark on a dark background, and this is not good in design because it makes it difficult for people to read your text. So let's go ahead and fix that. So I'm going to come over here into my module settings, click on design, text, and this time I'm going to change my text color from dark to light. Okay, so this makes it easier now for us to read. So I'm going to save this, and because this is going to be selective sync, it's going to be applied to everything, and you can see here that I only have to do it once and then it's applied across the board, which is great. With your column background colors in place, you now have a color to blend with your image. This is great. This is a great way to add color to your images that will match the color scheme of your page. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's start by changing this top image border. So I'm going to come over here to my image module, click on design. I'm going to come over here to box shadow. And for the shadow color, I'm going to paste this color, but this time it's going to be an RGBA value. So I'm just going to add my information within the brackets like that. And you can see here that this has already changed. And if I save that, again, it's going to be applied to everything, which is really cool. Now let's use some blending modes. So this is the fun stuff now. So I'm going to go back into my image module, click on design, filters. So to blend the background color with your image, you can add the luminosity blend mode to your image module settings and also set the brightness filter to 88% to darken the title a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to come over here to brightness and we're going to set this to 88%. So you can see here as I'm making some changes, I can see it updating over here, which is really cool. So we're going to come over here to our blend mode and change this to luminosity. Select it. And now we can see that this has also been updated. Okay, so for now, I want to go ahead and save. And we can see that our color has been updated. Now, what you may notice here is this has been applied to all of this, and this may not look nice on product images. So we could actually change this by coming over here to our rows settings, clicking on background. And here on the background color, you can actually play around with different colors. So you can see as I am moving my color here in the color picker is changing all everything here on my product. So that is really cool. So you can choose any color that you want to go with by just moving your mouse in here in this color picker. So let's say I want to go with this color right here. I'm going to let go and then I'm just going to go ahead and save. So that could be the color that I want to go with for this particular product. So you can go ahead now and add those colors to the rest of your product images. So there are several styles that you can add to all your images. And then next, I'm going to come over here to my image module, click on design, filters, and we're going to change this from luminosity to color dodge. So now we can see that we have a different style here. So this is something that you can play around with and adjust it until you're happy with what it looks like. So there you have it. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and do follow us on our social media platforms. By doing so, you'll be notified every time we go live or we release new tutorials. Until next time, thanks for watching and see you soon.